New season. You want to pick it up right where we left off?
Right where we left off?
Right where we left off.
So you're going to outshoot us by 1,000,000, take a bunch of cheap shots at our goaltender and star players, completely flop on the power play, but soundly beat us at 5-on-5 while running away and turtling from fights that you have goaded players into, making yourself look unbeatable, but also at the same time like the biggest group of dislikable wimps in the NHL.
Yeah.
It's like we never left.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is not a dub. It is not. It is not a dub. My goodness. Not great. Not what you wanted to see. It really couldn't have started worse because after the banner raising, that I know, like, no one wanted to see that other than Panthers fans, obviously. No one likes that. But after that happened, things got a lot worse for the Boston Bruins. And unfortunately, what really bothered me about this game, because I think the team's going to be okay, obviously. I don't think that the season's over. I'm really glad I don't have to do the, we're going to go 82-0 bit for like a week and a half, frankly. I'm really glad that's just dead immediately in a weird way. That's just a weird relief for me. But what really bums me out about this game is it highlights every concern I had about this team going into the season. It put it right in my face about offensive woes. And yes, I know technically we scored 4 goals. I think if you watched the game, you would agree that the last couple don't happen if the Panthers aren't up. Well, one of them is just a really lucky bounce. But other than that, if the Panthers aren't up by 4 goals, the Panthers for the third period sat in prevent defense, and who could blame them at that point? But it really did highlight the lack of offensive firepower that this top 9 has, the size but maybe not speed of the defense, maybe not maneuverability of the defense. Obviously, Korpisalo is a conversation to be had. She's really highlighted some stuff. Let's put an asterisk on it, though. You know me, I love asterisks. I bring them up all the time. The asterisk for this is, it's game 1. This game has almost nothing to do with what the correct version of this Bruins team should look like. And it's game 1, man. It's game 1. It's game 1. The Boston Bruins slept through the preseason. We talked about this. After the 6th game of the preseason, I didn't get to talk about the 7th because I was partying. But the 6th game of the preseason, I went, man, we are just sleepwalking forever. There's no effort. Everyone's 50% the whole time. And look, I know you're trying to prevent injury and you're trying to make sure that you're as healthy as possible for the season to start. I get that. I'm not going to complain about that. What I am going to complain about is when the season starts and you look like you're out of shape. Because guess what? The Boston Bruins looked like they were out of shape for a huge portion of this game. The whole game. They did not look like they were game ready. And you watch the preseason they had and you go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, of course, another asterisk, put it up there. There are a lot of new pieces that are all trying to get molded into the team. That's where we're at. Towards the tail end of this video, when we do the game notes, I am going to talk about something. About this team and who made the team out of camp. Because I have more questions now. I do. Genuinely. I'm just going to do the conversation right now. We'll get to the game breakdown. It's fine. Guys, this is the team that made it. This is the team. Now look, we know Patra is injured. Does Patra change the entire landscape, though? I don't think so. Geeky's on the second line. The second line was abysmal. It was awful through huge stretches of this game, if not the entire game. Geeky did have a moment where he went posting out. Nice, dude. And you can't put it all on Geeky. You can't. But every single time he touched the puck in the offensive zone, what happened? You can fill in that blank if you've been watching this channel for a little while. It went away. It went to the other team, or he'd pass it straight out of the zone. He's an offensive black hole in your top 6. That's not great. It's not good. But beyond that, because at least we can go, well, Patra was probably designated for second right wing. but he's hurt. So Geeky is the next best option. Sure. This isn't even a Lysell argument, by the way. The other part of this is Jones, Max Jones, who I saw play one preseason game, and he looked like hell in that game. Awful, slow, behind everything, trying to be physical, but didn't give a damn about the puck. Not good. Looked exactly the same in this game. Took multiple bad penalties. Was a lazy back checker. What is there positive to say about this guy? You saw him in the preseason. He looked like hell. And you made the team, buddy. You made the opening night roster. On whose back? Why? Now, look, I'm not saying I'm out on Max Jones. It's way too early. But he made the team out of camp? Really? The guy looks awful. And he looked awful before this game. Did you really think that the other guys even Tufty, for Christ's sake, Nelson, you thought they were worse than that? Come on. And then, of course, you have the Lysell and the Merkulov conversation. But you know what Max Jones has that they don't? Other than the ability to go through, well, he doesn't have the ability to go through waivers, which is a whole different conversation. But Max Jones is big. He's a big dude. Jacked. Good for him. Play some damn hockey. I'm overreacting. It's game one. I'm overreacting. I know I'm overreacting. But Koepke couldn't keep up. And the fourth line came to play. And I'm not going to diss Koepke here because he really did bring the effort. But Kostelic was all over the place, which Kostelic's going to be fine. He needs to find his middle ground too. I thought Beecher's game was really good for what it's worth. But there's too many pieces on that bottom nine. I mean, the top line didn't do really much either. But that bottom nine that you just go, this is the team that you could put together. This was the best version of this? No. Some of these guys are here because you would have had to waive them, which obviously is a asset management kind of thing where you could potentially lose them to someone grabbing them off waivers. Or strictly because, well, he was once a first-round pick and he's in his prime. We're going to give him a shot here, rather than the guy who just looked better. That's the team that made. That's those are the guys that made the team. It's too early to make wholesale changes. It really is. But woof. And then the defense. Let's go through the lines here. Now we're going to start talking about the game. But the Bruins wasted the preseason by sleepwalking through it. And now they're paying for it now. Like, this is what's happening. They sleptwalked through the whole preseason. So did the coaching staff, apparently. Put the players out there. By the way, if you had guessed the lineup for this team before preseason started, the only surprise, if I told you that Patra was injured, the only surprise would be that Koepke's on it. The rest of them seemed like they were penned in from the start. And that's the effort you got out of them. And I wonder if some of them knew it. I'm being too harsh. I know. All right, the lines. Zacha, Elias Lindholm, Pasternak is your top line. We already knew that. Marchand, Coyle, Geeky. Very little was left to the imagination there. We understood that after Marchand's comments about how much he likes Geeky's game. Jones, Frederick, Brazeau. I do like that third line if you replace Jones with Geeky. And then Beecher, Kostelic, Koepke. On defense, Lindholm, McAvoy, Lohrei, Carlo, Zadorov, Peak. Hampus had a really good game, I thought. That's all I got for the defense. Korpisalo starts. Swayman is the backup. Before we get into all of this, yes, I still agree with Korpisalo starting. Swayman has had no time to get up to game speed. I know he's been practicing through the preseason, but I agree with Korpisalo starting. I also agree with them not pulling Korpisalo at any point during that game because I'm not putting my brand new $66 million goaltender into the net cold after 0 preseason with a guy like Sam Bennett running around in a game that's probably already lost. I am super comfortable with having Korpisalo take those lumps. Sorry, Corpy. It makes sense, though, and I'm sure Korpisalo didn't want to get pulled anyway. Patra is still out, as I mentioned, with that upper body injury. He's day-to-day. Maybe gets in for Thursday. And I think it's about time we talk about this game. Puck drops! And a $1.10 in, Korpisalo tricked us. He pulled the bamboozle. Verhaeghe with an early breakaway, stoned by Korpisalo. And for a second, just for a second, I went, oh yeah, this is going to be a good one. I was wrong. 5:55 in, Kastelic lays an open ice hit on Boquist. Greer chases him down, slashes him from behind. They tussle, both go for fighting. No instigator, no slashing, nothing there. No penalty called on Greer. Really weird. We're going to circle back to that. 6:27 in, Florida gets the puck in deep. This is right after this play, 30 seconds later. Tkachuk wins a battle, really a race to the puck, to bat it to Rodriguez, who's at the right point. He's going to launch it on net. And Korpisalo is going to make the save blocker side. Korpisalo's puck tracking in this game was, I believe the kids would call it an atrocity. No kids are going to call it that. That's a pretty decent word for a child. An atrocity, though, really comes to mind because makes the blocker save. It pops up. He completely loses the puck. And it falls to his left, where Sam Bennett has inside ice on Brandon Carlo, because Brandon Carlo just didn't realize where it went either, and Bennett gets to smack it in. Look, I'm not saying we had no lucky bounces this game, because we absolutely did. It does feel like every time we play the Panthers, though, there's a weird bounce near the net that just, poof, they make their own luck with that, actually. I really can't complain too much. 1-0, pretty early in the game. That's okay. Shake it off. This team isn't really built to come from behind, but one goal is one goal, not three. 104 later, the Panthers come right back in with a clean possession into our zone. After some puck movement, it ends on Lundell's stick on the right side. He's going to skate pretty freely down that right side through the right circle, and he's just going to chuck it, fling the puck right into the crease, where Korpisalo gets a piece, but it bounces farther into the crease, right above the crease, I should say, and Luosterainen has inside ice on Trent Frederic, and he pops it in. It's 2-0, just like that. Bam, bam! 2-0. Not the end of the world. We're not even 10 minutes in yet. It's okay. Settle in. Take care of the front of the net. You built this big, beefy defense. Take care of the front of the net. It'll be fine. 9 minutes in, the shots are 12-2 in favor of the Panthers. It couldn't have really started worse. 10:42 left of the period. Frederic gets pissed. Goes after Tkachuk. He sheds the gloves before anyone's even looking at him. Runs up behind Tkachuk and grabs him. Gets tackled by, I believe Bennett was the one who eventually got to him. But also, hey, Freddie, what are you doing? That's a clear instigator or roughing, whatever they, unsportsmanlike, whatever they called it as. No one's going to fight you. You have to at least be like shaking gloves with someone. He knows this. But he sheds them and goes for the biggest turtler in the league. Second biggest turtler in the league? Top 3 at least. Tkachuk's never going to fight you. Why? Because that's what he does. He doesn't fight anyone who has a chance of beating him. Ever. And also, square off with a guy. What are you doing? So he gets called. It's a penalty kill for us, and we kill it. Our penalty kill still looks awesome. Mostly because we have huge defenders, and their reach is massive, and they really get to just sit still and block things, which makes their lives easier than the typical 5-on-5, oddly enough. I actually have to slide this in. After I already did all that recording, I'm now going to say this and edit it in. Trent Frederic said after the game that Matthew Tkachuk told him, yeah, let's fight. Let's go. Let's shed him. And so Freddie throws him down, skates over to him, and Tkachuk turns his back and skates away. That's why Freddie got so pissed off and tried to pull him down. How on brand is that for one of the most pathetic people in the league? And Matthew Tkachuk is a great hockey player, and he's a rat and all of that stuff. Like, I get it. Go for it, dude. But to even pull out the old, yeah, let's drop him, and then the other guy gets a penalty, like, you're such a loser, man. It's so pathetic. It's just insane. He wants to be a tough guy so bad, and then all he does is turtle and run away. That's all he does. He said his legacy is like, yeah, I want to be the villain. I want to be the bad guy. I want to be known as a shit disturber. Great. You're also going to be known as a fucking weasel. Like, there's not a lot of respect that's going to come your way, nor should it. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how his career continues to go. It really will be. Again, brilliant hockey player. What a loser. What a friggin' loser. All right, anyway, on we go. 5:10 left. Zadorov for cross-checking. We're going to get a lot of those. We're going to see it a lot. Back to the penalty kill. 45 seconds in to the penalty kill. It's a bad bounce for the Panthers as they try to clear it out of their own zone. And it's a good bounce for us as the puck lands directly in front of Elias Lindholm, who's on that blue line. He's able to just quickly bump this over to Zaka, who's skating into the left circle, who's sniper-rooney, and jeez! The king of ping! Turns into the king of ping and in. He goes top blocker corner short side, absolutely buries this thing. 2-1, shorthanded goal, and we have life for a second. We have life. You know what really kills life for the Boston Bruins? A power play. 2:38 left. Greer goes for hooking. We're going to go on the power play for the first time in this game. And during the PK, I wrote PK because it just seemed like that. During the power play, Reinhart has a fast break, a 1v1 versus McAvoy as he goes down the left side of the ice, and McAvoy is right there with him, and he's all over him. And this was a great move by Reinhart. He's got them both together. As soon as McAvoy goes to swing his stick and try to knock everything away, Reinhart does a little dipsy doodle, just pushes the puck to his right, gets his stick over McAvoy's, and flicks it on Korpisalo, who gets beat over the shoulder. Look, McAvoy needs to stop that. So does Korpisalo. And frankly, as much as the second goal wasn't Korpisalo's fault, the first one, popping it up on the blocker and losing it, yeah, that's kind of your fault too. Even though, yes, I want Carlo to clear that puck away. I love to defend goalies. I'm right there with you guys, but come on. There are certain aspects of the game that goalies need to be in control of. And getting beat over the shoulder from that angle with that little of opportunity for him to shoot properly, it's a great play by Reinhart. Korpisalo needs that save, especially then. It's 3-1, and it's a shorthanded goal to counter our shorthanded goal. That was really the game, I think. That was crushing to any momentum we had. And then 25 seconds left, Bennett skating right into the defense, gets the puck poked away by Peak right as he crosses the blue line. But Greer is there to pick up the puck, and he tries to launch it on net. Now, I can't tell from any of the replays if this puck actually gets to the net or not. It looks to me like it gets stopped by Bennett and falls kind of at his feet. Peak isn't tying up the stick. Falls for Bennett. Bennett grabs it. Korpisalo lost it again. And so Bennett's going to fling this low blocker, beat Korpisalo. It's 4-1. Just like that. The defense is doing Korpisalo no favors. It still sucks to see these kind of numbers rack up on you on the first period. That's not one I'm as mad at him about. But 1-3, I'm not super happy with Corpy on that one. We go to the second period. 4:32 in, Koepke goes for hooking. Back to the penalty kill. During this penalty kill, we have a coil breakaway and a 3-on-1 for Boston. No shots actually got taken during either of those. Coyle missed the net after trying to deke past Bobrovsky, and then we overpassed on the 3-on-1. Bruins hockey is so back, man. It's so back. 10:48 left. Bruins look to be finally getting it together. We have a couple good shifts in a row. We start a transition into the Panthers zone. It's a quick turnover, and it's a quick up to Boquist the other way, who is on a 1v1 with Lohrei, who was crazy bad in this game. Lohrei keeps backing up. Boquist takes an angle to the left side. And as he gets to the bottom of the left circle, he gets enough distance on Lohrei where he's able to whip it into the slot where Gadjevich has an open net. The back checkers did not do their job. I believe it was the fourth line, Kostelic and Beecher. Just brutal. It's 5-1, just like that. 7:28 left. McAvoy skating through the neutral zone. Quick dish to Beecher on the left side. He flings this high glove. Bobrovsky, in and out of the glove, just punches it forward. He tries to dive for it. McAvoy's right there to clean it up, smashes it 5-hole. It's 5-2. So it's 5-2. It's a 3-goal game with 7.5 minutes left of the second period. What do you not want to do? Well, don't allow another goal. Easy. Maybe don't take any stupid penalties. Max Jones, who I believe I will start calling Minimum Jones. Minimum Jones slashes a ref. He does. Now, he has a stick on his shoulder, and he tries to slash it off it, and a ref skates in at the perfect moment, and he just hits the ref. Now, that's a call all day. That's a penalty kill for unsportsmanlike, and it could have been worse, quite frankly. We do kill it, but there goes the momentum. 1:20 left. High sticking on Lundell. We get a power play. We're going to not do anything with that 1:20, but we have 40 seconds on the power play to start third, and we do jack shit with that too. The power play looks just like how it looked last year. Just like it. 13:34 left in the third period. Panthers are skating in space again. They take the offensive zone. Rodriguez has the puck at the top of the slot. Bennett is pushing to the front of the net. Defense is collapsing back. There's no one in front of Rodriguez other than Lohrei with a stick stretched out. That's not going to do it at this level. Rodriguez shoots. Lohrei gets the tiniest piece. Right away, too. Like, right off his stick. And it beats Korpisalo cleanly. High blocker. Didn't love that one either. Redirection or not, that redirection happened immediately. Yes, goalies rely on the way the stick, the way the force is moving with the stick. It's just from distance, man. That's a tough one, too. Right after that goes in, it's 6-2. But during the same play, puck hits the back of the net. Sam Bennett just runs Korpisalo. I have no reason to believe this was an accident. Doesn't look like he really pulls up all that much. In fact, he lowers an elbow. Bennett's history speaks for itself. He saw an opportunity to deal more damage, and he did. He went right through Korpisalo's head. Korpisalo turned out to be okay. Both Freddie, Tkachuk, and Bennett, I don't know why I used the word both there, but they all get 2 minutes because there was some tussling after that. The first person in, though, was Lohrei, who jabbed Bennett in the stomach with his stick while Bennett was still on the ice. Now, I don't feel bad for Bennett, but that could have been a call, too. This really could have been offsetting the way it all ended up, but ends up being a power play for the Bruins. They don't do anything with it. 10:23 left. Jones for high sticking. Penalty kill. We kill it. 5:41 left. Zadorov for slashing. Penalty kill. We kill it. 3:09 left. Brazeau. He wins a battle behind the net. And he's able to push the puck up to Freddie, who's at the bottom of the left circle, and he goes high glove. It's 6-3. Trent Frederick on pace for 82 goals this year. That's not bad. That wouldn't be too shabby. It makes it a little more respectful. 2:57 left. Belinsky tripping. We're going to go to the power play. And holy shit, we get a power play goal. Pasta is on the bottom left of the circle. Bottom left circle. Tries to feed it to the slot. It bounces off a defender and goes 5-hole. This is why I'm not really considering the power play fix by any means. That was a hell of a lucky bounce. And it's 6-4, power play goal. That's how the game will end, 6-4. We pulled Korpisalo with 1:45 left. Couldn't get anything going. Game notes. It's game one. It's game 1 of 82. This team has a lot of solidifying to do, a lot of chemistry to build. This is not the roster that a fully healthy Boston Bruins should be pushing out, and I hope there's some adjustments. I've already been over my biggest rant, which is this is the team, like this is who made the team opening night. Bullshit. Other things came into play here. 100% they did. Because this is not the best version of this team possible. We need more offense, more puck movers. And frankly, there's just not a lot of them right now in that top 9. There really isn't. The offense was slow, always one and done. One opportunity, couldn't get a second in the same possession. They're predictable, and rarely were they able to actually keep possession in the offensive zone. They got a lot better in the third period, but again, the Panthers took their foot way off the gas. Korpisalo, another game note here. Yikes, dude. Yikes. And I don't even mean the goals that went in. Ignore all of them. All of them. On the saves that you made, how many times tonight did you watch Korpisalo make a save and then go, the dude's tracking was awful. His rebound control was poor. Not good. At all. Are we surprised? Should we be surprised? No, not really. I was really glad with how he performed in the preseason. That's where you got to start. That looked pretty nice. And then, well, the regular season came around. That was awful. Did he get a lot of help from his defense? No. Is he to blame for all these goals? Absolutely not. Was he good? No. He wasn't. I had to watch on ESPN Plus and didn't get the Bruins broadcast. So all I heard through this broadcast, other than them just, the Panthers, which, yeah, sure, absolutely, the Panthers are defending champs, was talk about how Korpisalo was actually way better than the numbers show. Bullshit, dude. Bullshit. I don't even care about the goals that went in. I do, obviously. But It's the way that the play is happening. I don't like when people get mad at goaltenders for things that aren't their fault. I also don't like when people defend goaltenders when there's so much evidence that was not a good game. Like, you can stick up for them in moments where they deserve it. There's going to be plenty of opportunity for that. This wasn't one of them. They got screwed over. Korpisalo got screwed over by his defense more than a few times tonight. He also was not good. Both of those things can be true at the same time. Also, on that note, we invested so much in a big bad defense here. Everyone's massive. And most of the goals were about the inability to win battles against smaller players in the net front. Fix that right now. That should be naturally taking care of itself. What the hell? Not a good look. Not a good look. And really concerning. But like I said, it's just one game. It couldn't have started much worse, but it's just one game. I have a hard time seeing this team on the same level of the Florida Panthers. I think most of you would agree with that. The Florida Panthers roster from top to bottom understands their system, claws and fights and digs through every shift to win a hockey game. There is very little reason to doubt that team. You could have said the same thing about them last year, which we did. That is a really good hockey team. It's hard to see the Boston Bruins on their level, especially with this forward grouping, who has not been great and does not look great. I'm very worried about a lot of these players. I said before the season, I've got concerns. My heart, very optimistic. My brain, very negative right now. We're working through that because I prefer to watch hockey and be optimistic and enjoy it. Brain's doing some negativity stuff. The old electric meatball, not great. Not great. But I'm also just not going to ignore all the signs. I'm scared that Elias Lindholm's a bust. I'm scared that Zadorov's a bust. I was scared about that as soon as we signed those deals. Frankly, they didn't look great tonight. But, game one. There's time to meld and get everything together. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Because as much as I can't see this team on the same level of the Panthers right now, I do not see this team being a basement team either. There are a lot of teams in this league that they are much, much, much better than. Gotta find some more offense, though. Throw out the 4 goals in this one. We need more possession. We need more opportunity. Truly. Not a great start. They'll be fine. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Go Bees. Go Bees! Of course, we have to give a huge thank you to everyone who's supporting this channel, especially the high-quality inspectors, our top-line tier members, Chris and Erica, Jeff with a G, Tommy Braga, The Bugman, Roland22, GD Viperworks, Len Cruz, Moonlighter TV, Brock Nope, Han Slomo, Coach D, The Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Aaron Adams, Brett Arney, Pincent, and Nick Citrullo. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. You're all studs and studettes. And of course, a huge thank you to the Stallions, our all-star tier members, Joel, Doots42, Heil E. Coyote, Darren Woodbury, Abraxion, John Kirk, Michael DiPaolo, Wolf Warrior, Vinny, Adrian Winter, Tupton D. Tashi, Jacob Pratt, Bruins Smash, DeKingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, and Jeremy. You are all absolute legends. I appreciate you eternally. And as usual, go Bees!